So at this point, I have lots of albums and I've written thousands of songs, a lot of bad songs, and some good songs, and maybe a few great songs too. I hope someone thinks so. Hello, music lovers! My name is Kev Rowe. I'm a working singer-songwriter, and today we're talking about songwriting, my favorite topic, obviously, because I'm a songwriter. So, I just moved into a new house, and this is my little YouTube studio that I made. And while I was going through some of my old boxes of things, packages, things that I've moved throughout the country, I found this thing called the rules. Basically, what this is something that I made while I was on tour as a songwriting reference. And I think I wrote this about 10 years ago. So I had done lots and lots of years on the road, many shows, and to keep myself sharp, I made this thing called the rules for songwriting. And it was basically a guideline for me to keep me in track and try to keep writing great songs. So at this point, I have lots of albums and I've written thousands of songs, a lot of bad songs, and some good songs, and maybe a few great songs too. I hope someone thinks so. But I've learned some things about writing good songs and hopefully great songs, and bad songs too. So the rules, back to the rules. The rules are basically 15 specific qualities of great songs, right? So I wanted to focus on that in some of these videos here. The first one is be timeless. So this is a hard one. I didn't say these were easy rules. Basically, anytime I'm sitting down to write songs or recording or even putting out songs to my fans and my audience, I want them to be timeless. I want them to be as relevant today as they are 50 years from now, as when they're 50 years old. I want people to look back on them and say, hey, that's a great song. And this is something to strive for, to make things timeless. There are lots of strategies that you can use to be timeless, which I've found. One, research timeless artists. These guys. Bob Dylan, Paul Simon, Jim Croce, John Denver. John Denver again. Gordon Lightfoot. These are just some of my personal heroes, my singer-songwriter guys that I love, who all write timeless songs. So most of these guys are from the 60s, 70s, but are legends of singers, of songwriting, and guys that I model my songs after. Well, I would use them as inspiration. So, model timeless artists. Do timeless research. Read timeless books. These books over here. There was a time in the early 2000s when I said, I need to become a better writer. I'm going to start reading. So then at that point, I started reading authors that I like. Eckhart Tolle. Just recently I've gotten into Wayne Dyer. These are self-help guys, spiritualists, motivationalists. I also did some research that I probably should have done in high school. I started reading novels like On the Road and Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, and a lot of other ones. I also read musician biographies, things that are motivational to me. But I think by reading timeless authors, it started helping me become a better timeless singer-songwriter. Okay, other strategies you can use to be timeless. I like talking about human conditions. Human conditions, conversation, storytelling, emotions, the human experience. These things I found really work well for me because they'll always be here as long as we're alive, and always as long as there's a listener. and a storyteller, a songwriter, the human experience is pretty important. So that's one of the strategies I've used. The other thing is to let time in the writing process do the work for you. So a lot of times I'll be working on a song and I'll wait 6 months before I play it live, a year before I'm recording it. In that time span, I'm getting a feeling for whether or not this is timeless material. Also, I play it for my friends. I may play it for my family. I'll play it in an intimate acoustic show, just trying it out, seeing how maybe 3 or 4 people resonate with it. If they really do, I'm getting that feeling, then I know it's timeless. Also, doing gigs. You've got to play this material for people. You know, it's about people. It's about getting a dynamic. Yeah, another thing you can do to remain timeless with your songwriting is to avoid fashions, trends, things that are kind of flash in the pan. Like, I never talk about Facebook or technology or the things that are happening in the peripheral of society. You know, being specific with names and the Kardashians and things like that, they can be very dated. Now they can be used, you know, as a pointer to timeless issues. But in general, I stay away from stuff like that. So I hope that this helps you in understanding my singer-songwriter process. And if you're a songwriter or an artist, it helps you with your frame of references writing timeless material. I hope you like this video. I'm going to be going through all of these rules in the following videos to writing great songs, and I hope to see you there. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet.